Now if you've got questions in life, what do you do? Ask Keith.
And the rest of the team. Detached Work. Season 6. We're on Season 6 already. Can't believe it. Well, we're the GPS guiding you into a knowledge of God.
Yo, my peeps, it's your boy Keith here. Here we are, another Friday night, out and about, in one of these parks telling people about God. This week we're on week 3 of our Beyond the Search, and we're talking about the relevance of Christianity and how it's had a social impact across the world. But as always, I'm going to let you know how we get on. I don't know about you, but one of the things that I was thinking about is what causes us to feel that there's an injustice out there in the world and that it needs to be tackled. Many people would say that it's your upbringing, maybe even religion also, but one of the things is that when you become a Christian, it changes your heart, it changes the way you live your life, and you can't tell but saying, hang on a minute, something isn't right in the world around us, and we step out and we try and make that change. So is Christianity relevant? Let me tell you something. Watch the video and you'll see all the ways in which Christianity has had an impact in our world today.
Hey everyone, welcome back. This is week 3 of Beyond the Search, where we're tackling your biggest questions about God and Christianity. We're still in section 1, focusing on authenticity, relevance, and social impact. 2 weeks ago, we talked about how Christianity isn't just rules, but a real connection with God through Jesus. Last week, we wrestled with why some Christians might seem judgmental, reminding ourselves that we're all a work in progress in our relationship with God. This week, we're diving into a huge one. Does Christianity have anything relevant to say about social justice issues like climate change, poverty, or racial inequality? That's a powerful question, and it's coming from a genuine place. Many of you are seeing the world's problems: climate anxiety, poverty, racial injustice. And you're rightly asking, where does faith fit into this? You're also analysing, questioning what you've heard before, and wanting to see if faith actually does something meaningful in the real world. We get it. You want authenticity, not just empty words or outdated traditions. This isn't just philosophical pondering. It's about real, actionable impact. So, does Christianity have anything to say about social justice? Absolutely. And it's radical. From its very beginning, true Christianity has been at the forefront of these issues because its foundation is love, justice, and compassion. Think about it. Creation care, climate change. Genesis 2:15 tells us God placed humanity in the garden to work it and take care of it. This isn't a passive instruction, it's a command to be stewards of creation. The earth isn't ours to exploit, it's God's, and we're called to protect it. For you, this means understanding that caring for our planet isn't just an environmental issue, it's a biblical mandate. Poverty and economic justice. The Bible is full of commands to care for the poor, the widow, and the orphan. Deuteronomy 15 says, If among you one of your brothers should become poor, in any of your towns within your land that the Lord your God is giving you, you shall not harden your heart or shut your hand against your poor brother. Jesus himself identified with the poor, saying in Matthew 25:40, "Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." This isn't just charity, it's about systemic justice and ensuring everyone has what they need to thrive. It connects directly to your desire for a world where everyone has a fair shot. Racial equality and justice. In Christ, there is no Jew or Gentile, slave or free, male or female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Galatians 3:28. This was a revolutionary statement in its time and remains so. The early church was incredibly diverse, breaking down the racial and social barriers of its day. Acts 10 shows Peter's transformative vision, leading him to understand that God shows no favoritism. This means that racial prejudice and discrimination are fundamentally opposed to the heart of God. For you, this means that fighting for racial justice isn't just a political stance, it's a reflection of God's inclusive love for all humanity. You might not realize it, but Christianity hasn't just had something to say about social justice. It's often been the driving force behind some of the biggest movements for good in history. Hospitals and healthcare. The very concept of hospitals for everyone, regardless of wealth or status, was pioneered by Christians in the 4th century. Before that, medical care was largely for the rich. Abolition of slavery. The global movement to abolish slavery, particularly in the British Empire, was largely led by devout Christians like William Wilberforce, driven by the belief that all people are created in God's image. This wasn't a universal idea until Christians made it so. Education for all. The establishment of universities and widespread education, not just for the elite, has deep roots in Christian monastic traditions and reformers who believed in literacy for everyone to read the Bible. Modern nursing. Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing, was deeply motivated by her Christian faith to bring compassionate care and hygiene to the sick and wounded. Civil rights movement. The American Civil Rights Movement, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., was fundamentally rooted in the black church and Christian principles of love, nonviolence, and justice. These aren't just historical footnotes, they're monumental shifts that shaped the world we live in, often initiated by people whose faith compelled them to act for justice. So, what does this mean for you, practically? Educate yourself. Dive deeper into what the Bible actually says about these issues. Don't rely on assumptions. Act locally. Find organizations in your community tackling poverty, advocating for racial justice, or working on environmental initiatives. Advocate and speak out. Use your platforms, your voice, and your influence to speak up for justice, just as Jesus did. Live sustainably, make conscious choices about consumption, waste, and energy use. Pray and reflect. Ask God to open your eyes to injustices and empower you to be part of the solution. Remember, radical Jesus followers have been at the forefront of abolishing slavery, establishing hospitals, and fighting for civil rights for centuries. This is part of our heritage, and it's our call today. Christianity isn't just relevant, it's foundational to addressing the world's deepest hurts. It calls us to be agents of change, to bring God's justice and love into every sphere of life. If you're looking for a faith that moves, that makes a difference, that's what true Christianity offers. Looking for more information? Connect with us at gpsuk.org. Alternatively, you can email us at info@gpsuk.org. Join us next week as we explore another vital question.
So we're going speaking to some of these young people out in the park here today. There's quite a number of people out there. We're just looking down. There's not the same amount as what's normally out on a Friday. Unfortunately, the weather was bad on Friday, but we're going venturing down, and we'll probably move on to another park. But who knows? But as always, I'll let you know how we get on. So as you can see just in front of me there's quite a number of people out here on the park today. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a chat to some of these people, and some of them have already been shouting us, and we managed to speak to some of them about how they've been getting on this week at school. But like I said, we've got quite a number of today, maybe a lot of new people we haven't seen before. So we're going to have a chat with them. I'll let you know how we get on. So here we are, it's the end of the night. We met quite a number of people tonight. We did talk to one or two people who were struggling with some of the things that they were going through in life. And so we said that we would pray for them, and so we're going to keep those people in our prayers. But overall, it's been a really good evening. I hope that you enjoyed the video about Beyond the Search, and that you bear these things in mind when you consider what faith is and how it changes and affects your lives. And so, have a good one out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
Let's see if Josh can fly this drone in a tight space. Oh, the drone flying. Day is here, he can't fly for toffee. No, he can't. What's he doing?